So every once in a while, you come across a new tool or feature or API that you didn't realize existed, and it really captures your attention. You see what I did there? Oh wait, no, you wouldn't, because I haven't talked about it yet. Okay, but you will. So the other night, I was lying in bed and reading through the MDN docs, as one does, because I wanted to catch anything that I may have missed since the last time I read through the entire thing. And I came across an HTML attribute that I didn't know existed, called capture. So capture is an HTML attribute that you can put on inputs with the type of file, and you can give it a value of user or environment. Now, the interesting thing about the capture attribute is for users coming to your website on a mobile device, if they interact with that input, instead of opening up the default file picker, it will actually open up one of their cameras. It could be the front-facing camera or the back-facing camera, depending on the value. If you set the value to user, it will use the user-facing or front-facing camera and or microphone. And if you set it to environment, it will use the outer-facing or back-facing camera and or microphone. Now, it was cool to read about that and conceptualize it, but I actually wanted to get my hands dirty, so I created an index.html file and loaded up a local server. So the only relevant part of the HTML is these two inputs here. They both have a capture attribute and they both have an accept attribute. One is set to capture the environment with any type of video. The other is set to capture the user with any type of image. And when I open up this file on my local server, I see these two inputs. And if I click the first one, we'll see that it opens up the file picker and I don't see any values or I don't see any files in this folder. And if I click the user, it opens up that same directory and I do see some files, and that's really just based on the accept attribute. Because there was no videos in that file, I didn't see any files available, and because there were images, I could see those files. But this video is not about that accept attribute, it's about the capture attribute, and that doesn't really do anything interesting on a desktop. So with a little bit of duct tape and tooling, I got a public internet URL that is tunneling to my local server so that I can access that page on my phone. So here's the interesting part. If I bring up that page on my phone, I'm gonna try and do this like that. There we go. You can see the two inputs there. And if I click the first one, hey, there I am. Looks like a good looking guy. And it's also worth noting that that little red button, that indicates that we are on a video recording if I click it. If I go back, it's kind of hard to do. Oh, no, there we go. And I click this other one. I see, oh, who's that good looking guy? Now, the other thing is, do you see how we don't have that record button? Now, if I just click that button, it's actually just gonna take a picture instead of a video, and it's gonna use that picture in the input. How cool is that? Now, anytime we talk about new web APIs or features, we have to discuss the compatibility. And if we look, it doesn't look great. But the reason it doesn't look great is because all of those unsupported browsers are actually desktop browsers where there isn't a front-facing or back-facing camera. So it makes sense to only open up the file picker. But all the supported browsers are mobile browsers, so that feature is good to go. And the other cool thing is, even if a user comes to your application with an unsupported browser, it's just going to fall back to the default file picker UI. So that's the HTML capture attribute. It's a pretty cool way to add a nicer user experience if you know that your mobile users are going to be taking a picture or a video or a voice recording at the time of upload. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to capture more videos like this in the future, hit that subscribe button so you'll know when they come out. Thanks again for hanging out, and until next time, I will see you later.